Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I am introducing you to my Pan That Palette 2020. Now, I know this is a little bit early, but I am already using several of these eyeshadows, and I have plans for each side of them. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I don't want to, while I don't think I would, I don't want to hit any of my goals on them before I introduce them, because then I would have to find something else, and I don't want to do that. Because I have all my stuff picked out now. I have what I'm working from. I don't want to really mess with it. And this year for 2020, or next year technically still, because I'm putting this up a month early, my goal is to finish 10 shadows and to hit pan on 10 shadows. So several of the eyeshadows that I want to finish already have pan on them. One is even technically a single that I will get to in a moment. So it's not actually in here, it's just with my stuff. I just hit my desk mirror. But yeah, so let me show you what I got. Let me knock something over. Let me grab my single that I want to finish as well. So this side is everything that I want to finish, and this side is everything that I want to hit pan on. So yay. Now, the first one I want to finish, let me go ahead and introduce this right here. It is my NYX Prismatic Eyeshadow Single in Jaded. It is currently in a project pan, but I'm not going to finish it by the end of that. I will probably get more progress on it though. So here is what it looks like. I'm going to take every shade out of here and show it to you. By the way, if you are curious as to where I got this magnetic palette from, Shop Miss A sells them for like $7, and they come in all kinds of different patterns and whatnot. So that website has amazing stuff. So definitely want to finish that. The next shadow I have is from my Lorac Pro 2 palette, and it is Cool Gray. As you can see, I already have a lot of pan on it. So that should be no real problem for me to use up. I use this in a lot of cool tone look. That's my crease shade. I have several cool tone shadows in here that it'll go with, both to finish and hit pan on, so no problem there. Next is something that is actually also in a project pan. It's in my 12 pans of Christmas, although I hit my goal on it there. So, and this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow from the Naked 3 palette in Strange. It's just, you know, a matte. It's technically more pink than a cream color, but I use it to like set my eyeshadow primer and blend out my crease and stuff like that. So it already has some decent pan on it, and I want to finish it since I'm already working on it. Next is another single, but I took it out of the packaging and put it in here. You can't depot those prismatic eyeshadows from their packaging. They sell them on the NYX website in singles, where they're in a metal pan, but I mean, as you can see from the pan in here, there is no metal pan in here that I could depot. So I know I could buy like empty metal pans and put this in that, but I don't care enough to do that. This I depotted from a little balm single, the balm, by the way, that I got, I think, from Ipsy a couple of years ago. It is from the Nude Dude palette, and I believe this is the shade Fit. So there is that. So that will likely just be a lid shade. I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to work on it, especially since I have something right next to it that is really similar, but I really want to finish them both this year. Oh god, they're the exact same damn shadow. Shoot. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. But I probably won't work on that until I finish this. This is what will be the remaining shade for my Pan That Palette 2019. This is the shade Shag from the Urban Decay Deluxe Shadow Box that I've been panning this year. I put a dent in it, like a little dip, but I haven't used it all that much. I want to hit pan on it this month. We'll see if that happens, but I would really like to give myself a good head start. But I mean, right close together, those are Fit and Shag. They're the exact same damn shade. Oh dear. That's a little bit of a concern now. I didn't realize how similar they were, because in the pan they don't look as similar. Fit looks like it has a little bit more rose gold to it, but swatched out, nah, they both the same. Next, I'm going to have to pull up an image of this palette, because I pulled some shades from a newer palette of mine, and I'm not as familiar with it. from the Ulta Avengers palette. I pulled like 4 shades out of that palette for this. This is, I've got this. It's just a shimmery white. I've actually been using this as a face highlight lately, although that's not what I'm going to be using it for next year. I just hadn't gotten the face highlight I want to pan next year out yet. I now have. I'm wearing something else completely today, but this actually does make a really nice face highlight too. Like it is, you know, white and shimmery, but if you go in light with it, it makes a really pretty highlight for fair skin. So we shall see. But mostly I'm thinking of this as like an inner corner highlight for my eyes. And I tend to hit pan on those quickly, but they take me a while to finish. So we shall see where I get with this. Next is actually a color I kind of randomly pulled from a random palette, but the color intrigued me, so I did have to repress some of these when I depotted them, so some of them look kind of crazy. This is from the Bad Habit Athena palette in Medusa. Well, that's the name of it. So just this pink shade right here. I will swatch everything else at the end. I know I already have a couple of swatches on my hand. Ooh. Let's go ahead and add the rest of them too. I'm not going to swatch Strange because that would be kind of silly. It's just, you know, a white kind of cream shade. Cool gray is actually kind of hard to swatch. That is everything so far, including Medusa right here. So that, I figure, will probably be another lid shade. I have different shades for different times of the year. Like what I'm going to want to wear during the winter. That's going to be the first part and the last part of the year versus the spring, summer, blah. That's probably going to be a little bit more late summer and fall. Next is the Urban Decay Vice 2 shade in Betrayal. Now I had pan on this. I hit pan on this in a different project. But when I was depotting it, I dropped it and lost some of the product, honestly. So I had to salvage what I could. But here is a swatch of it. You can build it up really nicely. That's kind of a shitty swatch, honestly. But that is that. Next is from the Ulta Avengers palette in Legend. I knew I was going to need myself a blue lid shade, so this is the one that I picked out. These Ulta shadows are really soft, which, I mean, I like them fine. I don't mind a soft shadow, but that does mean that I will probably go through it kind of quickly. And the final one that I want to finish is an not Urban Decay. I keep trying to say Urban Decay. It is an Ulta eyeshadow from that same palette in Smash, and it's a bright green shade. Not bright green, but definitely that kind of Hulk green shade right there. So those are all the ones that I want to finish. And now here's the 10 that I just want to hit pan on. It can just be a little bit of pan. It's fine. I'm not too worried about the amount of pan, just to hit pan on it. And I'm not, if they're still going with looks that I'm currently doing, like if I still have, you know, a lot of these are going to be like outer crease shades and crease shades and stuff like that. Although there are a couple of lid shades as well in here. I have a lot of lid shades, but I need a lot of lid shade variety or I get bored. And I wear dark eyeshadows on my lid too, so that doesn't stop me. But as long as I will keep them in here until I am done with the look. Well, I will keep working on them, I guess. I probably won't put these back in their palettes until the end of the year. All right, first is the Lorac Pro 2 beige shade. I initially was going to finish this, but I needed to move some stuff around at the last minute. That is it right there. This would also make a really good highlight for my face. It'll probably be mostly an inner corner thing. Once I finish up, I've got this. So, but as always, we shall see what I end up feeling like doing with it. Next is the other Lorac Pro 2 shade I want to hit pan on. And it is Cocoa, because I needed like a dark brown shade. So I knew I was going to want that, so I got it. Next is oh wait, I need to show it to you. This is another one that I had to repress, so it looks kind of quiet. Next, I'm going to show you a single shadow. It is from the Itsy brand, and the name of the shade is Boho. So I always end up wanting some kind of pink shade in my crease for certain looks. It's a little dusty. So I grabbed a single that I had for this purpose. I was actually going to put in one of my shades from my Lorac 3 palette, but then I was just looking around and it's like, I should use that. Next are 2 shades from my the Balm Jovi palette. I mentioned in another video, I really want to try working on shades from that because it is an older palette in my collection. And I don't think they make it anymore either, so. I finished one shade, I've almost finished another, and these are 2 that I want to hit pan on. So first we have REM, this really pretty kind of dusty purple shade right here. And the other one I have is one that I tried to hit pan on in my 2018 version of this, but I just never really got to. And this is something I would totally wear all over my lid. So it is Alice Copper. There it is right there. And then my final Ulta Adventure palette, this is the shade Reassemble. So I just wanted like a darker blue to go with the lighter blue, and you know, it can also work with more neutral not palettes, but shadows as well. And now for the final 4. These are all from the Urban Decay Vice 2 palette. I apparently really wanted to pick stuff out of it. First is the shade Shell Shock, and this was one that I grabbed at the last minute because I realized that I really wanted a silver in here. So I figured this was a good idea. There is a swatch of it right there. It's really pigmented. I'm looking forward to playing with that in the early months of next year. Next is the shade Dope. This is one I've tried to hit pan on before, but I didn't finish my work. Honestly, it just looks like a pinker version of beige from Lorac Pro 2. So there's that. Next is one of the shades that I've already been kind of using the crap out of. And it is Voodoo from that palette. And it has like a good dip going in it. This will probably be one of the first ones on this side that I hit pan on, unless I hit pan on the Lorac shades first. But it's just this deep purple, and as you can probably see, it actually has like a good chunk of a dip going in it. And finally, I did grab a black shade out of my Vice 2. The first one I grabbed, I dropped, so I now have an empty pan in there. But this one is Poison. I really only use black shades to either set my liner, or for darker looks, I'll use them like in the outer V. So that's why it's like, I know I can hit pan on this, but I sure as hell can't finish this. But it's just a shimmery black shade. I don't mind if my black shades have shimmer in them. I know that really bothers some people, but I really don't care. My eyeliner doesn't necessarily need to be super matte. Plus, this looks like shimmer that you could probably tap off and it'll be fine. So these are all the shades that I want to hit pan on. Like I said, a lot of dark shades for, you know, outer corner work, a crease shade, a couple of eyelid shades too. Like I said, I need a lot of eyelid shades or I get bored. But this is it. So one last look at what I'm working on. I will be taking pictures of this like I did last year, or in 2019. So you can watch the progress as it goes. But anyways, that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.